Hi everyone, my name is Vero nica Guzman, and this is the presentation of my dissertation for my master in counseling, exploring the relationship between mental health therapy, psychotherapy expectations, and help seeking intentions in UK university students. Although the exact number of individuals experiencing mental health challenges in the UK is still unclear, evidence suggests a higher incidence among young adults, especially university students, which face a higher risk of developing mental health problems. This could be related to factors as academic distress, for example. It's important to highlight that these concerns were significantly affected by the COVID 19 pandemic with measures like the social distancing, economic hardship, and overall uncertainty about what was going on or what was going to happen. It is also important to mention that during the last years, the suicidal statistics on this population has increased alarmingly. Despite these alarming facts about mental health in university students and the fact that most universities in the UK offer counseling services, research has shown that students hardly ever look for this kind of help, which creates a concerning gap between what is going on for this population and the actions they are taking towards treatment. Then, taking into consideration the current mental health situation in university students, the fact that most universities in the UK offer free counseling services, and the detrimental impact of untreated mental health issues highlighted by the literature, it's open the need to explore factors influencing students' decisions to access or not access these services. Research within these fields has identified different factors preventing or promoting students' help seeking behaviors for mental health issues. The first group include limited time due to academic demands, limited knowledge about available support, and lack of self awareness about the need for aid. On the same note, demographic characteristics such as gender, cultural background, and socioeconomic background has been found to influence these behaviors on students. On the other hand, factors like mental health literacy, defined as the knowledge and beliefs about mental health issues, and their treatment, and counseling expectations have been positively related to intentions of reaching out for mental health help. Nevertheless, the current body of research suggests that a deeper understanding of the factors influencing help seeking intentions and decision making process could hold significant implications for the development of effective interventions strategies to promote health seeking behavior. Informed by the recommendations and potential venues for exploration highlighted within the literature, this study aims to determine whether mental health literacy is associated with expectations for counseling and help seeking intentions. These findings could inform the development of interventions such as psychoeducational programs and resources on mental health and treatment. This study hypothesizes a positive correlation between mental health literacy, counseling expectations, and the intentions to seek mental health support. To prove this hypothesis, the study followed a quantitative approach using a correlational design. The target population for this study was university students in the UK, 18 years or older, and no specific exclusion criteria concerning sex, gender, ethnicity, or nationality was applied, as mentioned before. This study recruited participants through the Bangor University Student Participant Panel, or SONA, word of mouth, and social media posts like Facebook, Instagram, and the online platform Site Toolkit. Different instruments were used to measure each of the variables of this study. To assess mental health literacy, the mental health literacy scale developed by O'Connor and Casey was used. The Certified EDM questionnaire utilizes Likert scale to evaluate participants' knowledge on mental health topics, asking, for example, people with a mental illness could snap out of it if they wanted to. The total of the score is calculated by summing all of the items. The minimum can be 35 and the maximum 160. To higher punctuation, it means that the person has a higher knowledge about mental health topics. To measure psychotherapy expectations, the Milwaukee Psychotherapy Expectations Questionnaire was used. This is a 13-question survey that helps measure what people expect from psychotherapy. The survey is divided in two subscales. One talking about process expectations, how it works. For example, I will be able to express my true thoughts and feelings. And the other scale talking about outcomes expectations. For example, what results in my brain as a result of therapy, I will be a better person or I will have a better self esteem. People answer this scale punctuating from 1 to 10 to each question. The total score is a sum of the average of both subscales. Higher scores means people have stronger expectations of therapy. To assess help seeking intentions in this sample, the mental help seeking intention scales developed by Hammer and Spiker was used. This is a three-item instrument that generates a single mean score where higher scores indicate a greater intentions to seek for help regarding mental health issues. Then a lower scores will mean less intention to do so. The questions are scoring from 1 to 10, where 1 is less intention and 10 is high intention. Some of the questions that it includes go, for example, I will try to seek help from a mental health professional if I had a mental health concern. Finally, to gather some qualitative information, a short questionnaire was developed asking students if they knew about their university's students' counseling services or if they had the need to use them or have accessed them before. All of the instruments used for this survey have demonstrated high validity and reliability. And the last questionnaire was approved by the course coordinator. Now is the moment to explain how was the data collected and how was it handled. All the measures explained before and the short questionnaire developed were put together into just one survey in the Site Toolkit platform. This questionnaire was displayed through the Site Toolkit platform, but was also available on the SONA panel participant for students in Vanguard University and through the links posted on the social media advertisement for the study. After a pertinent number of participants have completed the study, the data was downloaded from Site Toolkit to a Microsoft Excel, where it was handled and cleaned to later be analyzed on the statistical package for social science or SPSS. After cleaning the data, taking into consideration the criteria proposed by the measurements developers, this study had a sample of 70 participants from different genders, ages, fields of student, and universities in the UK. Now it's time to talk about our results. The analysis using Spearman's correlation coefficient revealed a positive association between counseling expectation and mental health seeking intentions, indicating that the more positive the expectations about psychotherapy in students, the higher their report of intentions for reaching for professional mental help. No significant correlation was found between mental health literacy and either counseling expectations or help seeking intentions. Some of the descriptive analysis, like the mean and the standard deviation, shows that for this sample, we have a high mental health literacy, positive counseling expectations, and also positive intentions to seek for mental help. Other results that can be added to the discussion goes as follows. The correlational analysis did not yield a positive association between all three variables, discarding our initial hypothesis that the mental health literacy, counseling expectations, and help seeking intentions had a positive correlation. It also seems relevant for the discussion to mention that a significant correlation was found between counseling expectations and help seeking intentions, emphasizing the positive influence of patient expectations on their willingness to engage on treatment. While therapy expectations seem to be related to help seeking intentions, it is important to remember that correlation doesn't mean a causation. The weakness of this correlation may be indicating that there are other factors influencing on students' willingness to ask for help. As some research has shown before, these factors can be related to socioeconomics or nationality, cultural background, or even gender. The study did not identify a correlation between mental health literacy and any of the other variables, which might be attributed to the use of different type of measures. Regarding other studies that have found this relationship, usually may use big nets or qualitative studies asking questions about the mental health literacy on the sample and the openness to treatment. While for this study, standardized measures were used. As mentioned before, the analysis of the descriptive data shows that students generally hold positive expectations about counseling services and a central tendency towards the higher end of the range, showing a positive outlook on counseling for this sample. These results show high tendency among students to use mental health resources. Interestingly, this study found a high awareness of counseling service. In contrast with other students that have mentioned that one of the factors preventing students to seek help is that they don't have awareness of the available services. Finally, the descriptive data pointed towards a good level of general knowledge about mental health and mental health issues among the participants of this study. This knowledge can be valuable foundation for students to identify and understand their own mental health needs, since early research has named lack of self-awareness about the need for help as a preventing factor for help-seeking behaviors. As a conclusion, we can say that the results of this study add evidence to the existing literature about the strong relationship between counseling expectations and help seeking intentions, what can be used as justification for interventions aiming towards the construction of healthy and realistic counseling expectations in university students as a means of addressing the existing mental health crisis among these populations. Interventions like evidence-based psychotherapy interventions and psychoeducational resources can be developed to address these issues, since research has shown that these tools can be really effective to promote this kind of knowledge and attitudes towards university students. While the findings of this study are really valuable, it's also important to mention some of the limitations. Although we work to increase the general visibility of our findings by seeking college students of all the UK, it is important to mention that 17% of the participants was collected from the SONA platform, and these students of Bangor University were offered SONA credits. Some research has shown that when people are offered incentives to complete surveys, it can affect the way in what they respond, having, for example, more positive answers to what is being questioned. Similarly, due to university regulations, some sociodemographic data as ethnic background or nationality could not be collected for this study. For future research, it's recommended to employ different designs of the studies, for example, longitudinal designs, which could allow for deeper exploration of the relationship between these variables and factors as age or the study stage where the student is at the moment of the survey could affect their willingness to ask for help or maybe their expectations on counseling. Second recommendation could be that due to the composition of the final sample after cleaning the data, it's recommended that future research is conducted with a larger sample size that is more representative of the population we were trying to access to stress, to make more strong the generalization of these findings. Because as said before, a big part of the that data collected was through the SONA panel, which could have affected the way in which the students were responded. Thank you for hearing this presentation. Please let me know if there is a question on the comments and I will happily answer to them. Bye.